All right, all right, all right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Men's Mental Health Monday. This is the Mental Health Podcast. It is your boy, Troy. Huh. What a week, what a week, what a week. It's been since last episode before somebody comes in and tells me that it's only Monday. Um, yeah, we're living. Yesterday was a crazy productive day. Felt great for the mental. Everything was as perfect as it could possibly be. We also finally dropped the teaser video for Zip's upcoming track. So go check that out. That's on my page. You can find it up there. We're really excited this summer, this spring. We're about to really tear shit up and we're about to set the city on fire. So anyways, that's we're feeling good today. We're feeling, we're feeling calm, we're feeling energetic. I'm feeling ready. I really can't wait to get going with this. We got somebody special in the building tonight. And you guys see that there's a second microphone here. Marcus, my boy Marcus will be joining us in a little bit here, like 15 minutes or so. So I had him all set up and ready so he can just come, take a seat and we can get right into it. But my boy Shane hit me up and was like, "Yo, listen, I think my boy would be perfect for the show." You know what I mean? And we linked and we connected on music. So off the rip, that's huge. You know what I mean? So he got me in a group chat with him. We kind of started talking a little bit, and he was super interested in coming in and joining us tonight. Um, so I mean, we got him on the schedule. We got him here. So please help me welcome my guy, Poetic Killa, representing from Big Boston. You're
Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you having me too. I really like what the podcast represents. With the mental health front and everything like that. So I really like what you're doing.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you even showing interest. I mean, it's tough to get people that want to, come on here and speak about this kind of shit publicly. So like finding somebody that's down and that's going to be authentic with it and about it, that's you know what I mean? I'm here for that. So I appreciate you for showing genuine authenticity and interest in the show.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
Hell yeah. So let's kind of get into who you are, what you're about. You know what I mean? Like let's get into the story of Poetic Killer. Like talk
Oh,
to us.
so I'm a artist and songwriter and producer. I have been for the last 15 years. I started actively releasing music back in 2011. Um, and Yeah, my music career has been great. I've did a lot of crazy things. Hip hop's brought me to a lot of cool places. Met a lot of cool people as well through hip hop. So yeah, that's pretty much that's been my life like the past 15 years. Is the artistry and the music and stuff like that. And then I got into the production around 2014. I started making beats and just learning how to do all that stuff, production wise. And yeah, I started producing my own stuff. And then later on, probably I want to say like 2016 to present day. I opened up a music studio, and I have like readily services available for like artists and stuff like that who come in, maybe needing graphic work or
Yeah.
website or something like that, marketing or stuff like that. Uh,
Okay.
so we take care of a lot of that stuff too. And yeah, it's been the journey's been cool. You know what I mean? The journey's been cool. I've learned a lot, and I like how I've been, expanding and stuff like that and doing different things, also outside of music and stuff. But yeah, that's how it got started. Really, was back in 2011.
So all right, so let me ask you this. How old were you in 2011?
15.
Okay.
15.
So you were 15, I assume probably like a sophomore or junior in high school, right? Sophomore, junior year?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So now was your love for like hip hop and music always there, or was this something that you developed later on in life?
Um, it was funny. I was talking about this the other day. Like, I always loved music.
Yeah.
Uh, as far as being a consumer of music. But as far as creating music, I feel like that came later.
Yeah.
Um, Mostly due to I feel like I found music through. I was always a sports kid growing up. You know what I mean? Mainly baseball and basketball.
Alright,
And
so you're a Red Sox Celtics fan, right? I'm assuming?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Alright.
yeah.
I'm a Celtics fan, so like I'm with you on that.
You like baseball? I don't know.
I used to like baseball. I was a Yankees fan, don't hate me, but you know what I mean? It's being in Connecticut, you're either one or the other.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I baseball, I lean more toward it's only because Derek Jeter was my favorite player, like the most influential player in like the history of the MLB, in my opinion.
Yo, I gotta
Um,
agree with you there, dude. Like, I was talking recently to somebody about like, just like the Yankee players that you just can't hate, and Derek Jeter was definitely one of them. You know what
oh,
I mean?
dude, like
Classic.
you don't know ball if you hate Derek Jeter. You know what I mean? Regardless of where you stand on the team front.
For real.
But yeah, no, carry on. I love sports myself, so like I'm a basketball, football kind of guy. So
Oh, word. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got into like football later as a kid and stuff like that. But it was mainly always baseball and basketball, predominantly baseball. I mean,
yeah,
I remember, having games in different towns every night and stuff like that. But once I hit high school, um, it kind of fell off a little bit because like you needed certain grades to play and stuff like that,
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that went on to about like junior year.
yeah,
And by then I was like, I only got one more year left. I'm like, these kids don't even really, I feel like, know me in the baseball scene anymore. I'm like,
right.
I just didn't feel confident to go back, and I just never went back. But what was cool about that was my finding of, creating music and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, what was your first project? What was the first thing that you did that, like, really unlocked that, like, love for doing what you do?
Jeez. I mean, I want to say it's like probably the first demo tape that I did. Even though like, the quality was like, crazy and stuff like that. But I was a kid, and
Right.
I didn't have a team going into this. Like it's just been me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of learning on the fly as well, but I want to say I think my first like freestyle type of track or whatever was over a Tribe Called Quest beat. Check the rhyme. But like I don't know, man.
That's a good beat.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good beat.
For real. But yeah, like I don't know. I just liked because I was always like a short story type of person. Like I'd write and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
um just to be able to tell a story in music form or whatever, it was like the coolest shit for me. So like when I first recorded that stuff, um, that's when it really, ignited the flame with me.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I had a little bout where I was, I was making music. I wasn't doing
Mm.
anything close to what you were doing. I was just writing, you know what I mean? So like I was a rapper in a past life. And it was like it was really nice, but at the same time it became like really I don't want to say cumbersome, but like it definitely just it didn't mesh well with like everything else that I had going on and like
I
I
feel
mean,
you.
I'm like, fucking mid at best. So I was like, well, whatever. I'm gonna put the pen and the pad down and like I'm just gonna go find something else.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I did do shows with my boy Spark. You know what I mean? He had me open up with him. He gave me a spot on the album. You know what I mean?
That's
So like I did that and like I can look back and I can say that I did that. You know what I mean? Like hanging out
totally. Yeah,
hanging
good.
out in front of, what is it, Electric Haze up in Mass, smoking with Cottonmouth Kings. You know what I mean? Like that's that kind of shit that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you once in a lifetime type of opportunities. You know what I mean?
Totally, totally, bro. And I think it's just great. Like, you said, oh, I picked up the pen for a little, like, bro, that stuff's like therapeutic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, even if you just called yourself mid or whatever, like, bro, I'm like, the fact that you were doing it, I'm like, you got to give yourself credit and kind of, yeah, it's definitely therapeutic, bro, to be
Oh,
in that space.
it is. And I mean, I found what makes me feel whole in terms of, like, my therapy and my mental health with, like, the
So,
photography, the videography and shit like that. Like,
I seen that, bro. That shit's dope.
I mean, it's kind of blossomed on its own, which
Uh-huh.
also, like, fueled that fire, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was into it, I got into it, you know what I mean? I was always, here for photography, whatever, whatever. And then,
Hmm.
you do that one project and you're like, "Fuck, dude, like, there's so much potential here." And then you do the next
Legit.
one and the next one, and you know what I mean? And now I'm like, I mean, I'm looking at a room at, like, of at least, fucking 10 grand worth of equipment
Crazy.
at this point, you know what I mean? And I've kind of just jumped in with both feet, and it's really paying off, and it helps, my mental health.
Oh,
It helps so much.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's more than half the battle right there, bro.
That's it. I mean, so
Mhm.
that kind of leads me into my next thing. Like, so at what point in your life did you start, realizing and understanding the importance of, like, taking care of your mental and doing that?
Jeez, man. I think that I think it really came about. Um, I want to say like 2019. Taking it like really serious.
Yeah.
I'd say, and yeah, I think that was around the time too that I started with my therapist. I've been with her for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Um, we started back in 2019, and that's when I started really working on that aspect and kind of like healing like past traumas and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, I'd say was probably around then. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, yeah, that's about, I mean, it seems to be the go. No, where you can go right here. Sorry, Marcus just walked in, so, like, we're gonna get him situated here. 1 second.
All right. All right. Take your time.
Brother.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Completely forgot to plug in the camera, so, like, I gotta do that on the fly real fast. Yeah, cup of squat. Got your mic set up. You're all set. I already did the sound check for you, so
Yeah,
Mhm.
ready.
you're good to go.
He's all set.
All right, so I have to might have to do this way. Can you talk real quick just so that I can see if I hear you?
Yeah.
All right, I don't. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Is that can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right, cool. I can hear you too. All right, cool. Marcus, we got Poetic Killa.
What's up, brother?
He's a rapper producer from Boston.
Okay.
So we were kind of just getting into the thick of it, really, and talking about, like, where he started experiencing and prioritizing his mental health. So you came at a pretty good spot.
Okay. Good.
Perfect. So yeah. So now what when you started dealing with that kind of stuff, like, did you get to a point where, like, it got out of hand, or was it something that you kind of, like, nipped in the bud when you noticed it kind of getting shitty?
No, I'd say I don't know. I'd say it was definitely getting out of hand. And like for a couple years, like before then, uh type of thing. Like it was an ongoing thing. And you know, yeah, that's when I don't know, that's when everything clicked and I decided to, really prioritize my mental health. And just my well-being and shit like that. Like I was always a person, bro, who like put others before myself type of shit, and we can obviously expand on that later. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was always that type of person. So just kind of like prioritizing myself first type shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about that on the episode that
Yeah.
you were here for, a little bit about that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you can talk, right?
Oh yeah. So I was listening to my man here. Yeah, it's I mean, even when I was having my struggles, it's I think it was more of a pride thing for me when I let everything go so far.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I don't need this. My feelings aren't real. and, and
Yeah,
before you know it, you're so deep in the pit that you can't find your way out.
Yeah.
It's
true.
it's a hard thing to deal with when you dig yourself that deep.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. For sure. That's true. That's
So
true.
now, I mean, outside of like music, because I know you do that like kind of full time, like what other things do you do that helps you prioritize and take care of your mental, like putting yourself first? Like what are those, what does that look like for you?
I mean, first thing that comes to mind really is like, I don't know, like exercising does it for me. Like, I don't know, I do stuff that like I never even would have thought of before. As far as like, nature walks and shit, like going to the forest and friggin' just walking the trails and shit like
Oh yeah.
that. Um, I've learned the importance of like, breathing correctly and stuff, like how that can friggin', like, and just, I don't know, like, um, yeah, just things like that, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely exercising is very common from what I'm gathering and like what I'm noticing
For sure.
in these conversations that I'm having with people. And I mean, even if it's not, you know, exercising in the traditional sense, I mean, they do the same thing. They go on, you know, nature walks or
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, it's stress, and if you're feeling really shitty, man, like it's hard to convince yourself to get
I
up
just
and move.
get up. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's so hard to just like it's hard to get out of bed some fucking days, man. So
That's
like now you want me to get out of bed and go lift heavy shit?
yeah, kick
You know
rocks.
what I mean? Fuck off.
right.
Like,
Yes,
but it's essential. Like you don't realize it until you start doing it that it's like literally a survival mechanism. Like
yeah,
it's not something that we just okay, we're doing this now. It's something that you do to like keep yourself going,
true.
Right.
to keep yourself alive, you
Absolutely.
know?
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's the whole name of the game, you know what I mean? It's just surviving until you're thriving, basically,
Yeah.
and just making sure that you maintain, you know, some level of level-headedness, you know, during that surviving time. That whole when you're thriving, it's gonna be, you know, well worth the battle and up the uphill battles that you put in, you know what I mean?
Definitely. And I
It's
think like I think all that stuff's necessary in the end too. You know what I mean? Like, like I wouldn't want it any other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't relate to the people who like, were just given things or whatever. Like, I feel like the feeling at the end is not the same. Like, you work uphill and all those battles and stuff like that. That shit really like makes you who you are type of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing too that's important on the other side of that is like, you mentioned earlier that you want to show up for others as much as
Mm,
you possibly can, but like you can't really show up for others if you stop showing up for yourself.
legit.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do anything for others if you have nothing left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean,
true.
at that point, you're, now you have negative efficacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they tell you on the airplanes or whatever, like, pull down the mask. Worry about yourself first, and then do the mask for somebody else. Like that's a perfect, to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Emily,
Gonna
the doctor had mentioned that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
work.
Um, you know, it's taking care of yourself and putting your own mask on first and making sure that like you're good, um, you know, before you even try to go and be at the aid of others.
For sure.
Um,
For sure.
and another thing that she stressed was like no second arrows, you know what I mean? Like that's, your life's already hard enough. You're already going through enough. There's no like need to like make yourself feel even worse about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're going through it. Just get through it and then and reflect as you're on your way out. You know what I mean?
For sure. I've learned to be like a lot more compassionate with myself and shit now too.
Yeah.
But you know, that's taken years to kind of come about as well. But yeah, like you said, like, you know, don't add to your stress load. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're already going through it. You know, be compassionate with yourself and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, because like the perfect example is if I talked to Troy the way I talk to myself, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. He would have punched me in the mouth already. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
seriously. Oh my
But
god.
real talk, because like we're so self-critical, and then we're
Legit.
self-critical to the point where it's detrimental.
Legit.
And then again, you're just digging yourself a hole.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would just sidebar. I would cuss you out before I put hands on you because I know better. Okay.
Yeah, but other people wouldn't.
I
But
see, but I do. You know, and it's like, you know, valid point if you were anybody else, but you are you, and you just came from a whole dojo. I'm not fucking with that. Okay.
Mhm.
Like,
It's true. You know, sometimes I forget I've been doing it for so long. I forget that like the stuff that I know because right now I just came from for my third degree, I'm mentoring my black belt class on Mondays, and I'm teaching a women's self defense seminar. I think in early April.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm drilling this stuff, and it turns out that I made it way more complicated than it has to be.
Mhm,
So
don't.
as men do.
Yeah.
because I'm like we're drilling like certain moves. I won't go into it, but we're drilling certain moves, and my teacher's like, "Yeah, there's zero shot a woman's pulling off against a man." I'm like, "Good point." So I gotta simplify it. I mean, I'm doing the self defense things that I know, but I gotta kind of go back to the drawing board here and be realistic about who the clientele for the class is going to be.
Right. I like this comment right here. One very important thing to remember on the topic of discussion of mental health is that we all move at our own pace. When you
Mhm.
compare, you fail. Move at your own pace and have your own success. That part is critical.
Mm.
Comparison is the thief of joy, and you know what I mean. Like, and that was drilled into me a long time ago, but I do it anyways because I mean that's just yeah. Anyways, you
Totally.
know, I try my best not to compare because nobody has the same hand. Nobody was dealt the same hand. Nobody was born into the same circumstances as the next person.
Yeah,
While they may look at face value at a much deeper level, everything is different. You know what I mean?
right.
So I can't compare myself to somebody who was never homeless, never dealt with, you know, drug addicts in the family, and never, you know what I mean, never dealt with my
Yeah,
particular set of instances
Mhm.
which led me to where I am in life. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I was the biggest, you know, and like comparing myself to like everybody else that was ahead of me. And I'm like, yo, you know, like I was angry.
yeah,
I was
Mm.
mad. I'm like, yo, fuck them. Like, you know, like how dare they? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like total victim mentality.
yeah. And that defeatist shit is going to keep you stuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
because I've done. I mean, same
I've
thing
done
growing up.
too.
That defeatist shit is going to keep you stuck.
For
And
sure.
in his victim mentality, perfect way to put it. And you're just going to keep making excuses for why you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And that, I mean, that stopped me from doing and trying to take these chances on some of the stuff that I was going, you know what I mean? The stuff that I was doing, like photography. I got into this shit 12 years ago, but I gave up because like I thought I was never going to be like your, what is his name? Dan Max, or like, you know, your red herrings, or any of those guys, you know what I mean? Like I was never going to be there. So I just gave it up
No.
and never allowed myself to really enjoy it like I do currently. You know what I mean? And that shit got me absolutely nowhere. And I did it with everything.
Yeah. And that was the same thing for me. Like when I was a kid, I always wanted to take karate because I was bullied relentlessly. And I started way later in life, and I finally kind of just pulled the trigger because I got a chance to hang out with my friend. That's really how I got here. Like my friend Voody started teaching over here, and he was like, "Oh, you should come take a class." And then I was there for 2 weeks, you know, a free trial period, and that was 10 years ago. No,
Yeah.
it's sensei. So it's like you never know how far you can go until like you actually invest yourself in something.
It's true, man. It's true.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you're, doing something like what you've got going on, where you're taking everybody's, you're manifesting like the physical manifestation of like people's like hopes and dreams, basically. Like they have an idea, and you're the guy that like brings that to life, and like, that comes with a lot of stress in and of itself because you're dealing with people's livelihoods. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
so that means kudos to you because that brings a whole new level of stress that I don't even deal with in like the photography world. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and it is stressful, you know what I mean? Like I said, I mean 15 years, I definitely have some, crazy stories and stuff like that, but you know, yeah, it was all worth it in the end though. I wouldn't change anything or how anything went. I'm not a huge regret person, you know what I mean? I'm really not. Everything plays out the way it's supposed to play out. And yeah, like we were going back before, like everybody's journey is different, you know what I mean? There's no timetable on anything, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like I'm just in a lot of ways, I find myself like grateful that I
Mm,
grew up the way I did.
Oh yeah.
And like you don't find yourself grateful while you're dealing with all the bullshit, you know what I mean? And all the things that are happening around you that are totally out of control.
mm-hmm.
But when you're where you're sitting now and the perspective that you have now, would you have that if you didn't go through that shit?
Right, right.
You know? So
Exactly.
I'm thankful in a lot of ways that I have the perspective because I'm able to be there for other people in a way that maybe I wouldn't have if I didn't experience the things that I experienced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You might be a lot less, empathetic to what others are going through because of the, you know, now, and I don't want to use this word negatively, but the ignorance or the
Yeah.
naivety, you know what I mean? Like you just didn't experience that, so you don't know about it, and like you don't think it
Right.
exists. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like it's, I mean, a perfect example of that is I lost a buddy of mine a couple of days ago, and he happened to be, I appreciate that, he happened to be incarcerated and he passed away in prison, and you know what I mean, without getting into too much,
Yeah.
and then I overheard people talking about like, how does that happen in prison? I'm like, you guys are so naive to the fact that like it's a whole ecosystem,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean? Like there's a government in there. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to that shit. There's tiers to that shit.
Yeah.
And like you're blessed that you don't know and you don't understand, but like, you know, while I personally have never been locked up, I mean, I've gone and visited numerous friends and relatives, and I understand how it works, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
and sometimes it like makes me mad because like, damn, like I wish that was me, you know what I mean? Sometimes like I
Yeah.
wish I didn't know what that felt like because like that shit hurts, that shit feels terrible, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Right.
overall, I'm grateful that I understand and that I know how to move accordingly.
Right.
Um, in what's going on.
People like us, we have coping skills like nobody else. Because of the things that we've gone through.
Mm-hmm. For
It-
sure. We use those things to survive. Yeah.
well,
Exactly.
yeah, like we understand the world, and not to toot our own horn because I mean sometimes I wish things were different, but I mean not to toot our own horn, but we just see the world a lot of times for what it actually is instead
Right.
of what people want it to be.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
We can remove that dreamy filter that everybody's got on there.
because we've seen the gutter, and that's really where the world is.
Oh my God, boy, is it.
I mean, it's that sounds more negative than or more pessimistic than I wanted it to sound. But like, it's when you know the other side of that, when you and no nothing against people who grew up with privilege, good for you. But
Honestly,
you know what I'm saying. But like, we got to see what it's actually like to struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think like I said, I'm grateful because it gives you a different kind of perspective. You appreciate things more because you had to earn them. You know what I mean? Like nothing was given to us. Like everything we had to do, we had to claw and fight, and we scrape our way up the mountain and fall, and then get back up and have to fucking do it all over again.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But good for us. God damn it.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, it's true.
So now, you're from Boston? Or are you from like Boston, greater Boston area?
Like greater Boston area. My family's from East Boston, but um I didn't grow up there per se. I grew up like in a town called Andover, like maybe
Oh, I
15.
know it. Yeah, I know where that
Yeah,
is.
that's from Boston.
Nice. Yeah, so you've seen some shit out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I traveled a lot as a kid. So like we lived in Vegas for like 2 years. We lived in Florida for like 2 years. So I don't know. I was always I was never in one, like, I don't know. I brought this up recently to somebody, like, I can't bring somebody to like my home that I grew up in or whatever, like, oh, that's the house I grew up in or whatever. I didn't really have that, you know what I mean? Because we moved around so much and stuff.
Yeah.
I was always like the new kid and shit. And so but I also like I learned a lot, and like you said, I seen a lot with the travel and stuff like that. And yeah, yeah.
All right. So of all those spots that you've lived at, I
Mhm.
mean, taking age into account, which was your favorite? Which one of those was your favorite spot? Like which one of those holds the greatest memories?
Oh, the greatest memories. Definitely probably has to be here in Massachusetts. I mean, yeah, when we lived in Vegas, and everybody thinks, oh shit, you lived in Vegas, like it must have been crazy, ba 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 ba, and
Yeah.
I'm like on like the surface, it may seem like that, but those were some of like my darkest days over there, and like that's when I was exposed to like a lot of shit, and just screw me up too quick.
So about what age was that when you were out there?
In Vegas was like 5 to 7.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those are like developmental years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, that's when your brain is like still developing and shit. And um I mean, I don't know, like, so I'll bring you back to the start, I guess, is like, so my father passed. I wasn't even a year old. He passed. And I was around like 4 or 5. It was just me and my mom for like, that's all I knew growing up, really.
Yeah.
It was just me and my mom. And around like 4 or 5, she met her second husband, ex-husband, um, Dominic, and um, yeah, bro. I mean, it was his idea to go out to Vegas, like, and open this restaurant and stuff like that. Like, and I wasn't I wasn't in the best of to put it lightly. I wasn't in the best of care. Like, I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like I seen so much over there that like I shouldn't have seen and stuff like that. And that's where it all kind of started to really unravel, and my trauma really started, I'd say.
Yeah. I think I was around the same age
Yeah.
What?
when shit like that started happening to me.
Yep.
Well, even earlier than that, but like the memories that I have are around that age.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same. I
Mm.
mean, I when I was in elementary school, I told my teacher I'm gonna kill myself, and like I ended up, yeah, it was wild. DCF got called, and like
Mm.
it was crazy, and like they didn't see anything wrong. My mom was like hopped up on pills, and you know what I mean. She was a victim of that like pill mill like era, you
Yeah.
Mm.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up around that shit too, but like my mom wasn't a pill addict, but like
Mm,
I remember going to like because I grew up in Torrington, and it was called Highwood Apartments at the time. It was up on Highland Avenue, and there was like park benches down by the playground, And like it's all like redone, like because I go up there and visit sometimes. It's all like redone and like nice
Yeah,
plastic.
of course
nice
now.
plastic. Yeah, it's like beautiful, right? But like the slide that we had, for example, it was that metal slide that cooked in the sun, so it just you had 3rd-degree burns on your ass. Trying to go up, like we pour water on it and it will boil. But there was a bench next to the swings, and like when Oxycontin first hit the market and people like were on disability or whatever because they got hurt, you just see them kind of like nodding off. Like, and we're just trying to go in the woods and fucking play, and we see in the shit.
Right. Yeah. It's true.
Those slides, try that in Texas. I saw this comment that I want to pick your brain on it. Might be a can of worms pertaining to mental health, but I think systemic placement with limited resources has a huge effect on mental health. You're essentially groomed into your surroundings. I mean, I don't know about you, but I was 100% a product of my environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Based on not only where I lived. I mean, I didn't live in the worst spot in Middletown, but like I certainly didn't live in the best. You know what I mean? And there were apartment complexes that were like way worse than where I lived, like way worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was shitty nonetheless. But not only just that, but like basically who I had in my family, you know, I mean, I had uncles in biker gangs and like uncles in regular gangs and like cousins that were like, you know what I mean, doing shit that like I shouldn't have been fucking around with, you know what I mean? And that's how I grew up. That's how I made a buck when I was homeless, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like this comment kind of just took me right back to that, because like I let it define me for so long.
Yeah.
And when you finally make it out, and if you're lucky enough to make it out, because I mean, let's be honest, most don't, you know what I mean? They either end up dead by getting shot, dead by overdose, or they're in jail.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty shitty retirement plan.
Yeah. No return, no ROI.
No.
Seriously. Yeah.
And like, it's funny because like with that kind of thing right there, it's like sink or swim. You know what I mean? Like there is no middle ground. You either kind of understand at that point, like, hey, this isn't the life that I want for myself, or you just consumed by it.
Right.
So I mean, when he says you're essentially groomed by your surroundings, you're not wrong about that. But how far you carry that, at some point, it's a choice. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
At some point, it's a choice. Like at some point, even though it's not your fault, there's got to be some kind of level of accountability somewhere.
Yeah. Like even though you didn't do that, you weren't the direct result. Like your actions weren't a direct result. You know what I mean? Like you still have to like, it's on you to heal from that.
Right.
It's on you to like put the work in and do what you got to do to, you know, not remain complacent, because that complacency will kill you.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
I mean, you ever tried to swim and then like tie an anchor to your feet? It's like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like you're trying to swim and then someone hands you a fucking boulder.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. You have to overcome what's happened to you. Haley agrees. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows, everybody sees it. We're in an era where it's socially acceptable to like speak on what it is that you're going through and what you're, you know what I mean? Like but there's only a certain level of like acceptance and understanding that society will give to this relatively new, you know, aspect of not of medical health, because that's you know what I mean, you're all one piece, you know what I mean? And it's nice that we have like a lot of, historically it's men, we just need to shut the fuck up, deal with it, push it down and keep going. But like now we have, you know, women, supportive women that are like encouraging us to like, hey, you know, because like I mean they understand, this shit's chess not checkers, you know what I mean? Like in order to have a prosperous and working relationship, like that man's got to heal. So like we're gonna push these guys to heal, and I don't know, hopefully break that cycle and break the chain, you know?
Well, like, I think I said it in the last time I was here, there's a stigma that surrounds, you know, men who are vulnerable.
For sure.
And that stigma that'll keep a lot of people silent, because they don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to be embarrassed that they're going through some shit. You know what I mean? But that stigma will also lead you down a path where you're not fucking here anymore. You know what I mean? So like, there's a reason, like when it comes back to that stigma, there's a reason why statistically women attempt suicide more, but men are far more successful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's sad on both sides. I'm not comparing hells. I don't want anybody to do that. But there's a reason why a certain demographic isn't listened to, and those are the people that don't fucking make it.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's a wild thing. It's a wild when you like step back and look at it all as one big picture. It's like it's insane. I don't remember the statistic, like the actual number, but like it's hundreds of men daily, you know, that
just the number is astounding. Like when I first started really looking into this, like it's like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands a year. Just men. That's just men.
Yeah.
That's not including people that attempted it.
Crazy.
Or even including the people that attempted it and never told anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Because of that stigma, because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be viewed as less than because of, because of that. And we as humans, we care so deeply about like other people's opinions and other people's views of like us that like we basically keep everybody in arm's length and only show them what we feel is socially acceptable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've somehow deemed talking about like our stresses and our feelings as unacceptable, and we just kind of let that rock for 100 years. And you know what I mean?
Legit.
I mean, you ask somebody in 1926, a man, how they're feeling. If he says anything other than fine, institutionalized, right to jail.
Yeah. Well, those are the people who are in convalescent homes. Those like those men who are like 80 years old, but they look like they're dust. Like they just have that permanent look of horror on their face.
Yep.
That's from holding shit in all the fucking time. You might be 60, you look 85, brother. You don't look so hot.
And dude, I feel like that stuff ages you if you keep it in. You know what I mean? Like if you ever address it, like that shit comes back to haunt you like in your later years. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, man, like you ever try to swim with an anchor attached to your feet? That's what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, and when you're dealing with that without getting help, you wake up at you wake up at a deficit. You know what I mean? Most people wake up after a good night's sleep, they got 100%, and we wake up with like 30. And we use 25 of that getting out of bed.
I mean, I mean, even this weather.
Yeah.
Damn it. Like it's the constant gray. Like I made this joke today to a friend of mine. Like this weather and that, like the on and off again, the gray shit, it kind of makes sense why people in Seattle are fucking crazy.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it looks like this all the fucking time, like no wonder why that place fucking produced so many serial killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. It was fun.
So what else? Like what other, like, have you ever been to like a psychiatrist? Like, are you on a medication regimen? Are you just on therapy? Like what is
medication regimen as well. I mean, that started a long time ago. Especially the two that I've been taking has kind of been like a consistent thing, probably like as far as prescribed to me, probably for like the last at least like 12 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a little bit, but yeah, I do therapy once every 2 weeks now. And yeah, bro. I mean, it's all about vibing with the right therapist, though. Too, you know what I mean? Like I've been to a ton ever since I was like 8. So I don't know. You see who's really in it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I can relate to that. You gotta stick with those ones that you have a vibe with and stuff like that. And like I said, I've been with mine now for about 5 years. So yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. I like hearing the success stories that come out of this. It kind of helps give motivation and drive to others that might be in the same position looking for a therapist. You know what I mean? Because it's a shit show, and it's exhausting when you're already dealing with the shit that you're dealing with. And now you got to go trying to find a fucking stranger that isn't trying to just rob you for your paycheck to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stressful and it makes you I get it. It makes you want to start a shotgun and fucking say fuck this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But like it's when you find that one, it's everything goes from dark to light. You know what I mean? The light's there, the light's at the end of the tunnel. You can see it, and it's you start to develop hope.
For sure.
it is actually like real hope too, because like it's such a process. People don't realize it's such a process trying to like one, like if you need medication, fine. But like it's such a process to find a doctor that's not trying to treat you like a fucking guinea pig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
I've run into so many of those, but then you run into people who are just like, let's start low dose and then we'll work our way from here. Let's see what works. Like not just like here's a fucking fistful of pills. You're gonna be a zombie forever. That's your life now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, lining big pharma's pockets, like
Totally.
you know, it's crazy. I mean, I'm on medication too, and I love it because like I'm a much different person than when I'm not. I mean, like, you know, it's just it is what it is. It's a chemical imbalance. I don't control that, but like I can control my willingness to like heal from it or like fix it or cope with it. You know what I mean? And that's the control there is like I know that this is what I can do to like fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like we've come so far with not just medication, but like different types of therapies, solo one-on-one group therapy. I mean, like, you know, I mean, they got like play therapy for like traumatic kids for kids that have been traumatized that like, you know, we didn't have. Like, I feel like we could have benefited from that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Our parents would have been found out much fucking sooner. God damn it. But whatever. It is what it is. You know, I digress. Fucking sore spot for me. But whatever. It is what it is.
Mine too. I mean, because like I didn't really get placed in therapy until like I was already living in foster care. You know what I mean? Like that was when like, oh shit, something's wrong with this kid. He's angry all the fucking time. Like, really? You didn't the dents in my locker. You missed that completely, huh? Like, you know what I mean? Like the cries for help, the angry music, the fucking goth clothes. You know what I mean? Like, are you just not paying attention? But now that like I'm in the system, now it's like, oh, there's the red flag. Or did you intentionally ignore it? Like, which one is it? And then living with that, it's just like, okay, well, I wasn't like that's the way I felt. It's like I wasn't important enough to pay attention to it. That's the way I felt. So once you and that like that really it really tampers down your self-esteem in a way that I can't really describe, because like the people who are supposed to be there to protect you either didn't know how to help you, so they didn't, or they just totally didn't help you because they didn't want to. It's one of those,
right?
You know what I mean? Well, that's the way it feels. It might be more complicated.
I mean, it was. I mean, in my, it's different for every situation, but in mine, it was definitely. My mom straight up told me in front of my friends that like the only reason I was here is because my grandmother wouldn't let her get an abortion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it was in front of my friends, in front of like, you know what I mean? So like that kind of shit, like, damn, B, like, all right, so like you didn't even want me type shit. Like, cool.
Right.
You know? So like mine was just willfully ignorant and just didn't give a fuck. And then procreated with my stepdad and kind of made his children his problem so she can go out and get fucking high. So like that left me hanging in the balance, kind of like that kid that fell between the cracks. You know what I mean? Used to get my ass beat. I used to cook my own dinners at like 10, 11 years old. So like it's hard. That's a balance. It's hard when I look at my kids who are in the 10, 11, getting into that age range. And I'm like, you know, sometimes I find myself getting frustrated because like when I was that age, I was, you know what I mean? It was like boot camp at home.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, shit, it was like boot camp. Like that's not what I can't get upset that they don't do the things that I did when I was a kid, or you know what I mean? Like they didn't. I was using all sorts of professional cleaning chemicals, fucking cleaning bathrooms when I was a kid. I'm not even kidding. That's what my Saturday looked like. I got up, I cleaned the bathrooms, I cleaned the showers, I vacuumed the floor, I mopped the floor. Like I did all of that shit at 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many different variants and variables that come into play, especially that start to show their head when you're in your 30s and you have kids, and like, you know, unresolved trauma that like you didn't realize was there because you blocked it out, and now it's coming in the form of like how you're raising your kid. You know what I mean?
I mean, once I became a dad, the first promise that I made to myself and to that child was just like, I will never lay my hands on you in anger.
Right.
Ever. ever, because they're gonna, I mean, the child that's in front of you, they're gonna be the adult that you raise one day, right? So do you want your child to grow up and be afraid of you, and thus they get in a situation where they need to call you for help, but now they're scared?
Right.
Right.
Which would you rather? I mean, because like me as a father, I feel like you can come to me with anything, right? I don't have to like what you're telling me. That's not my job.
Right.
But it is my job to be here for you if you need me.
Right.
I might not like what you did. Might not like what you're doing. But if you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna be pissed I got out of bed.
Yeah, yeah,
but
for
I'm
sure.
not gonna fuck you up for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That comes later. But like
So wait, question. Do you have kids? Like
I don't. So
okay.
yeah, and I didn't know you guys did. You have kids, you said?
Yeah, I've got 4 daughters.
Wow.
I've got a son and a daughter. Oh my god, you poor bastard. But
Hence the show. Yeah, no, I mean it's becoming a dad at the age that I did and the gender that they are was a massive wake-up call. You know what I mean? I was under the impression when I was younger that like I wasn't gonna have kids, you know what I mean? Like I didn't like kids. I didn't think that there was a need for more versions of me to run around this planet. One of me is enough. But I had my first at 21, and like that's when things got real bad for me. You know what I mean? I tried to kill myself because like I thought I was a terrible father. Like I was seeing all of those horrible traits that I was instilled coming out, and you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't do this. Like this kid's way better off without me. So that's when I spent a couple of weeks in the psych ward and kind of that was 11 years ago, 10 years ago in December. But you know what I mean? I kind of just got a better grip on things and just tried my best. The only thing I could do is my best and try to and be better than what my parents were and what was displayed for me as a kid.
And that's the thing. Nobody teaches you how to do that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, like no one even teaches you how to be a man.
No.
Like that's something that you really have to learn on your own. And what kind of man you become is incumbent on you. Like, do you want to be your own hero? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because nobody shows up for us. We got to show up for ourselves. You have to be your own hero, period. And even when it's hard, even when you don't want to show up for yourself, because you have people who are depending on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a crazy, like people depend on me.
Yeah. Me, this fucking
poor business decision, dude. Terrible choices. Like, oh shit, it's not your choice. Like I did this. This is my choice.
Yeah.
This is my actions coming back to haunt me.
Shit.
But I mean, being a parent is such a humbling experience. And you know what I mean? It really makes you, I mean, I was a shitty person growing up. You know what I mean? I didn't felt like anybody gave a fuck about me. So I didn't give a fuck about nobody or nothing. You know, that was my MO. Like, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I don't give a fuck. I'll fight you anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I was that kid. And it made me think before I act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I took a different approach. I kind of realized early on, especially after being in foster care and like, you know, my mom being the addict and the ups and the downs, I kind of realized early on that like, if I'm going to make it out of poverty, I got to be the one that does it. Because I'm not the kind of kid that can call mom for money if I need it. I am the backup. You know what I'm saying? So like I was angry. I think in my adolescence is when I really started to understand that I was depressed. And I really started to understand that like I was using the anger to mask the depression. You know what I mean? Because like if I feel angry, I'm familiar with this feeling and I don't have to feel this darker, heavier thing that's for sure there, but I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
You know?
Right. And displaying the anger is just a warning sign for everybody else. You know what I mean? It prevents people from
don't get close.
Yeah, trying to fuck with you or whatever the case may be.
Like I wasn't a violent kid, like, but like just like that anger was like my shell. That was my my safe space, if you will.
Mhm.
So but I realized that was just masking the symptoms of a much bigger problem.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't address that until I was much older.
Yeah, well, like you said, when you're in it and you're going through it or whatever, you really like you need that reflection period later on in life, and kind of you grasp a whole different perspective on it, and you're like, damn, I was, this is what I was doing to mask that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's nothing. It's something like, again, it's something that you don't realize until much later on. And for when you're out of the shit,
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? You can kind of look back and reflect, and it's like, fuck, dude, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Mm, for sure.
And even when you start therapy, like I didn't start therapy until I was in my 30s. So it's like, where do you even begin? Like,
Yeah.
which bad thing do you want to talk about? Because
Yeah, I used to hate I used to hate like the first appointments or whatever with like new therapists, and they'd be like, "All right, so tell me about yourself," and I'm like, I'm like, we only have an hour. How much time do you guys have? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
about yourself. Where should I start? Type of shit.
And then the whole like process of reliving all that is like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it would definitely, I mean, it would prevents a lot of people from going in, because they know what they don't want to face that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and what they remember isn't all of what was there, you know what I mean? There's shit that they stuff in the subconscious, and the only
Mm,
reason I feel like you remember it is because there's no room in the subconscious with everything else that you've done stuffed in it.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So like now you're just stuck with these brutal fucking memories, and you go to therapy, rehash those, and then all of a sudden you got X, Y, and Z that comes up, and you're like, fucking Kurt Cobain in the room with me, because yeah, I'm about to
Brother,
paint the walls.
because
Yeah.
that was one of the things when I first started therapy, like the first time, not my most recent stint, but like the first time.
Yeah.
It's just like I was always growing up thinking that what was happening around me was normal.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even though I had friends that like had both parents and like were well to do and like,
Right.
but like I always felt like, okay, well, this is my normal.
Yeah.
Right. So this is okay. Like, this is just my life now. This is just my
Right.
life forever. But like once you're older and you're out on your own, you realize that like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to be like that.
Yes.
I didn't deserve that either. Right.
Mm,
But coming to terms with that too is realize once you separate your experience versus how you perceive it, right? Once you separate your experience versus how you perceive it, you have a different clarity about everything.
mm,
And you stop blaming yourself for things that you blamed yourself when you were a kid.
mm.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
that's a fucking journey in and of itself. You know,
Yeah. I mean, good on you for like keeping up with it though, and maintaining, you know what I mean? So a lot of
Yeah.
people don't.
I mean, it hasn't been like, I mean, there was stints where, I stopped and stuff like that, and I was doing the wrong thing and stuff, but I've always ended up coming back to therapy, and it's all about just finding the right person for you, you know what I mean, type of thing.
Absolutely. I mean, and once you get there, the journey becomes something that you can live with, and not, let drag you down. Like it becomes an enlightenment, and an enlightening part of your journey,
yeah.
and
And for the people just starting therapy, I think for me at least, the mark of a good therapist was a therapist who asked the hard questions.
For sure.
yeah, yeah.
When
No,
they
it's
ask the
valid.
questions that you don't want to fucking answer even a little
Mhm.
bit. And
Mm-hmm.
you know the answer, but this is
Mm-hmm.
something that I've been running from my entire fucking life.
Right.
So they ask that question, and now you're stuck in a room with
Yeah.
another person who's looking you dead in the eyes, and then awkward silence. So it's like you either peel off that scab and actually truly heal, or you just keep dressing the wound and it keeps getting infected.
Mm.
And they usually ask that dumbass question like in minute 5. So you got to sit there for 55 minutes, and you're just like, all right, who's going to break? Cause it ain't going to be me. You know what I mean? And then you go into the next session. All right. So they ask that same, you know what I mean? That is a good therapist. One that really
therapist,
wants to
yeah.
like,
One that won't let you escape,
yeah,
and then won't let you get away with bullshit either.
yeah,
They keep you accountable. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, exactly right.
As I feel like you know, a good therapist should. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good stuff.
absolutely.
Sure.
Well, dude, I mean, this has been great. You know what I mean? I'm thankful that you're still here. I'm thankful that you put the work in, and that we're actually able to sit down and have this conversation right now. You know what I mean? It's
Well, I appreciate you letting me be here too on your platform. I appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, thanks for sharing with us what you were comfortable sharing with us. You know what I mean? It's been it's been a pleasure, and I mean, I say this to every guest, but like we build a relationship with these guys. So like, I mean, we want to have people back, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So like, we'd love to have you back. Hopefully one day you can come down with Shane and we can do this right in my kitchen,
dude, that'd
you
be
know.
cool. Shit,
That
yeah.
would be that yeah, that'd be super sick. I mean, these virtual ones are so dope, but like coming and hanging out and like being
Person,
here, yeah,
Yeah, this is a
it's
totally
different thing.
different experience, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, because you were virtual the first time, and now you're like here and in person, and everything's kind of like, oh shit, like this is
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a little. It took me a minute to adjust because I'm like, when do I talk?
whenever.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, guys, we had the Poetic Killa from Boston, Massachusetts. You know what I mean, in the building, doing the damn thing. He'll be back at some point,
Yeah.
very soon, I assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I got one last thing to ask you.
Uh-huh.
Um, if you could tell anybody one thing, if you could tell somebody one thing that was in the same position that you were in that doesn't know what they're doing, what piece of advice would you give them?
um honestly, bro, I just I tell somebody, um just to keep going. Keep going, keep doing your thing, keep bettering yourself every day. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to be consistent. You got to show up for yourself every day, and you just got to, evolve through your journey. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, that's good. Dude, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to have you on again.
Yeah.
And keep on keeping on, keep on doing your damn thing. I'm proud of you. We love you over here. So,
Thank you.
if you ever need anything, feel free to hit me up. Feel free to reach out.
Cool.
We can bounce ideas. If you ever need a video shot, whatever, let me know.
All right, definitely, bro. I appreciate that, man.
All right.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Marcus too.
All righty, yo. Have a good night, brother.
All right, you too, man.
All right. Man, that was good.
Yeah.
How does it feel to actually be in the hot seat over here, to actually be here and in person? How much
It was a little different.
yeah.
So I wasn't really sure when to talk because he's telling his story, but like I realized that when I'm sitting here, it's not about comparing house; it's just listening, and
Yeah.
just it's just telling everybody what we've experienced and how we've dealt with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to say there's no right and wrong way to do it because there's certainly a wrong way to do it. Any way that you
Absolutely. Try to find things that we can
both of these things are bad. Both of those places are awful. I
very
wouldn't wanna
bad.
do that.
Do something that, lands you in a dojo, becoming a black belt.
I mean, it's the best thing I ever did for myself, and it's scary and it's hard, and my body doesn't want to do it anymore. But like here I am testing for another black belt, and I'm gonna be 40 this year. This will be
Fuck,
my
man.
third one.
Dude, killing it.
So
All right, you guys. Well, this is about our time. This is about it. We've had a great night. We've had a great time, chopping it up with him, having Marcus in the building. It brings a whole different vibe to the show. This has been great. We're definitely gonna have you out here more often because this is dope.
I'm out here every Monday.
Hell yeah. I'm with it. But Catch us live next Monday, 8:30 p.m. We got the doc back in the hot seat again. Dr. Emily Holtz is coming back. We are going to be talking about depression.
I like her.
She's good.
I like that episode.
We will be talking about depression and ways to mitigate it and ways to navigate those waters. So it's not going to be an episode that you want to miss. None of them are episodes that you want to miss, but that's for sure the one. But yeah, live 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Fuck, next Monday. It's bedtime, big dog. Next Monday, 8:30 p.m. here on Facebook and YouTube. It is the Men's Mental Health Podcast. It's your boy Troy. We got Marcus. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.